Hello there, and welcome to 2:30 p.m. on March 31st, 2025. I can't remember if I've actually said hi to you. I know I vlogged this morning in the kitchen. I don't think I vlogged in... I didn't vlog in the morning. No, this is the first time I'm talking to you. Hi, how's it going? How's your day? If I'm literally the first person you've seen all day, good morning. Welcome to whatever day it is for you. For me, it's Monday. Thankfully, it was a great Monday so far. I mean, it's only 2:30, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. But the hard part's over. We're done with work. We're heading home. My brother Travis did a great job getting the trucks loaded and out. As far as I know, only one little mistake, and it was actually a combination between him and I. You know what's funny is we get the drivers out, and then it's just him left, and I'm helping him, and then we end up talking. And we're talking, and he's telling me what he needs, or I tell him what he needs, but we talk, and inevitably it's like, oh, you needed 2 red onions? My bad, here's 1. You know, that kind of thing. And that's exactly what happened. He said, and I don't know if he said I need 2 red onions, or if he just said I need a red onion. But I grabbed 1 red onion. He needed 2. You know, again, thankfully, our customers don't order when they're completely out of anything. So, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I'm good till Wednesday. We'll just drop off the bag on Wednesday, which really I can drop a bag off tomorrow. It's not a big deal. But I'd already left by the time I got the phone calls. But anyway, yeah, it's been a great day so far. Tiff's in a great mood. She went back to the gym, you know, a first time since she was sick last week. And plus just, you know, after being sick and then kind of just, and then taxes. Oh man, the taxes kind of really gut punched us last week. If you guys didn't see that vlog, long story short, we got a very large tax bill this year because we didn't get as many deductions, and I guess technically we both made a little bit more money, so we just, yeah, big tax bill. We were not prepared for that. As far as the rest of my day, I'm going to go home and drop a deuce, because I've got to do that, and I didn't feel like doing it at the warehouse because, to be honest with you, the bathrooms are kind of disgusting. So we're going to go home, take a crap, and then we're going to get a haircut. And I'm going to check out the new barber that just opened up in the neighborhood. And so I don't know the name off the top of my head. I'll show you guys when I get there. But small little family-owned, cool vibes. You know, like they got like basketball and sports memorabilia. Honestly, it reminds me of an old school like barbershop that I used to go to when I was a kid. I cannot remember the name or anything, but I used to go to this barbershop and it was all like sports memorabilia. The dude was from LA, so he had like LA Rams, LA Lakers, LA Raiders. He had the Raiders back when they were from LA. Like it was all like LA memorabilia and stuff like that. And he always wore jerseys when he cut hair, you know. And I was like, that's cool. So anyway, Bryce goes to the other barbershop that's in the neighborhood. There's another one that just opened up, and so I'm gonna go there, and that way we can compare prices and vibes and whatnot. Plus, they're new to the neighborhood, so I'm gonna welcome them with my first, you know, get a haircut. So, yeah, I picked up a case of Pro Baller from Costco yesterday, so I'm really excited to crack this open because the Costco over here that I go to every day doesn't sell it. I check all the time; they don't sell it, but the Costco at my house does. So since I was there, I just snagged a case, and so we're gonna ball out, baby. Ball out. Oh, that's delicious. Let's go. You gotta love the motorcycle guys and gals that wear some kind of fun helmets, or I've seen the furry stuff, the mohawks. Hell, I saw one with a tail, like wagging off the end of their bike. It looked like they had a tail. The skull guy, I've seen the skull guy a couple times. Very cool. All right, this is Signature Barbershop. Signature Barbershop. That's what we're checking out. Cut above the rest. Big Booker fan. Oh shit. Tupac, Jordan, Tyson, Cube. Hell yeah. New barbershop. It's kind of hard to see with this lens, but there's downtown Phoenix. And you just kind of pan up and you see Central Phoenix, Midtown, Central, Uptown right there. And then right there's Camelback Mountain. It's kind of hard to see. It's a little hazy right now. There's a little bit of cloud cover, but you can kind of see Camelback Mountain right there, peak its little head. Clean, huh? My man Joseph did a great job. He even like straight razored my neck, and I haven't seen it yet, but Sierra says that I've got like a hard line, which I'm very eager to see. Like he did a straight razor finish at the bottom. Got a hot towel over my head and a quick massage on my shoulders. Maybe 60 seconds, like nothing crazy. Like sports clips back in the day when I went to there, you know, you'd get like maybe 3 minutes, or maybe it was 2 minutes. Maybe it was like, you know, 1 minute on the left, 1 minute on the right. I don't know. One thing I miss about sports clips was the hair wash, man. They'd give you that scalp massaging hair wash. Oh, you could pay extra for double. Oh, and nothing like that. Just getting that. Tiff never has nails, right? She's never been a nail person. She bites her nails, so she just has no nails. And so I never get that scalp massage, like you know, with rub. Though we do have one of those claw things that go down on your head. Oh, dude, that makes your whole body like quiver. Oh, I gotta see if I can find that. I don't know where that's at. Anyway, yeah, so that barbershop, as you saw, super awesome. Exactly like I predicted it was gonna be, just from like what I saw in the windows. Old school barbershop, super heavy on sports. They got their whole wall of Devin Booker, a lot of Phoenix Suns stuff. They had a whole Kobe Bryant corner of all Kobe Bryant stuff. And just a lot of other sports in general. But the floor was like this black marble. I didn't get a shot of the ceiling, but the ceiling had this like honeycomb of lights surrounded by a red like LED strip, you know. Super just bright, vibrant, just really cool place. Lots of TVs. So I may have found myself a new barber. I love the thing. The only thing that I was kind of like, oh man, was that they're not local. They're local to Arizona, but like this is their third location. So they had one in Chandler, they had one in Scottsdale, now they've expanded out here. And so cool, like it's convenient and it is our quote unquote local shop. But the fact that the other barbershop in the neighborhood is literally like they built it here and they only have this location and they all live here, kind of intrigues me a little more. But nevertheless, super happy with the haircut, super happy with Joseph, who's a musician. We ended up talking the entire time about, you know, him making music, and then we started talking about social media. And it was funny, I never told him what I did, didn't mention anything about what I did, just let him talk. And then he said something and I was like, you're right, you should do that. You should also do X, Y, and Z. And he's like, oh, that's genius. And I'm just like kind of like just regurgitating the stuff that I say here or on stream, things that I've heard from like Gary Vaynerchuk and whatnot. In fact, I even told him he should check out Gary V's book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, because he made a comment about how he feels like he should build a community first and like get like kind of like a following before he like pushes out his music. Because then he's like, when I do put my music out, they'll be more excited about it. I said, dude, that's exactly what you should do. Get yourself this book. If you read or listen to this book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, I said that's exactly the method. You want to give, and then ask. And that's the philosophy that Gary Vee is at, and it's proven to work. I've proven that model. And by giving, the giving is giving content. So I told him, I said, you should be creating content while you're making your music. You should either be making videos or you should be going live. I said, just set your phone up and go live on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, doesn't matter. You're making music. That's something people are into and people want to see the behind the scenes. He's like, oh yeah, man. He's like, well, I got some cameras, and he's got the same camera. He's got the Pocket 3. He was on his desk. I saw it. We were talking about the case, and I said, yeah, it's in my pocket all the time. He's like, that's wild. So I was like, that's really bad. So I got his name, He's got 3 or 4 different names. He's made different music on. He made some trance, he made some reggaeton, now he's doing hip hop. And so he's got multiple names. I'm gonna check it out. And if I find a beat, if I find something I really like, I might put it in the video. I might even reach out to him and be like, hey, can I use this in my videos, you know? So it's currently 80 degrees. There is a breeze that's keeping it cool. And it's crazy, man, because last week it was freaking 97 degrees. We were 3 degrees away from 100 degrees. It's gonna happen in April. We're gonna hit 100 degrees in April. It's gonna happen. And that's wild. Because when you think of 100 degrees, you think of summer, right? You don't think of spring, but that's spring in Arizona. 100 degrees. Happy Easter. You're gonna sweat your ass off. I should have asked this yesterday, but my brain was still like, it is the weekend, so today's Monday, but you're gonna see this on a Tuesday or after. How was your weekend? What'd you do? Anything worth mentioning? What'd you eat? Did you make any new recipes? Did you go to a new restaurant? Did you try something for the first time? Someone just told me the other day they tried, they went to a sushi restaurant and had sea urchin for the first time, and they did not like it. And I laughed because I was like, dude, I don't like sea urchin either. I mentioned the omakase that me and Chuck went to in San Francisco. The most amazing dinner I've ever had in my entire life to this day. Just everything. The food, the quality, the presentation, the environment. It was just the best, the greatest dinner experience I've ever been. But the sea urchin was the only thing that I did not like. It's the only thing that I would never actively try again. Unless I was told by someone, like some big chef, that's like, no, you want to try this sea urchin. Because this sea urchin is high quality, it's prepared the right way, and if you're ever gonna like sea urchin, this is the one to try. If I'm ever told that, I'll try it again. But at this point, I have found something that I do not care for enough to eat it more. Weekend was obviously very different than past weekends. Saturday, I streamed for 6 hours because Tiffany was out working for 6.5, 7 hours, whatever it was. And then, you know, just chilled at home in the evening. Sunday, out all day shopping, which not complaining at all. I thoroughly enjoyed my Costco visit, but I told Tiffany I was kind of, I can't say I was burned out, but I was just kind of like meh at the grocery store. I was kind of like, okay, I'm over this. But I still thoroughly enjoyed my day. Tiff and I laughed multiple times, just having a good time together. And, you know, Bert Kreischer's new Netflix special just came out last week, a couple weeks ago. And the majority of it was talking about him and his wife, right? He's got 2 daughters. They're 1 year older than our kids. So one's a junior in college and the other one's a freshman in college, whereas Sierra's a sophomore and Bryce is a senior in high school, right? Anyway, they're empty nesters, and they've been talking about how like the last year has been this, you know, roller coaster of rediscovering the relationship and rediscovering each other, and they started dating each other. And anyway, Tiff and I Tiff listens to her podcast, I listen to his podcasts, I listen to hers when he's on it. And there's so many parallels, there's so many similarities, there's so many like moments where we're like, oh, is that gonna be us? Or, oh, we can relate to that one little thing. Because, you know, even though our kids still live at home, they're never home, right? And when they are home, they're upstairs, they're never downstairs. So it's like, Tiff and I pretty much live by ourselves a majority of the time. But when it's 100%, like 100% they're gone, they're moved out, like we're not gonna see the kids for weeks at a time, months at a time, right? When that happens, that's when things will be real, you know? Quick trip to the grocery store to grab another can of diced tomatoes. Tiff's doubling up her recipe and she only had 1 can. I totally forgot. I was walking back from the store and remembered that I was supposed to stop by one of my customers to pick up a check. I emailed him this morning a statement just saying, hey, you know, wrapping up the month, here's your open invoices. You know, I don't know when your next delivery is, but if you want to Zelle me the money, you can do that. And he called me and he's like, hey, I'm actually going out of town. I don't know if they're gonna need an order or not, but I'd rather just pay you, you know, pay my balance, and then, you know, if they don't order it, they, you know, whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he lives in my neighborhood, right? About a mile or so away. And I've actually met him at his house before and did a little delivery because we were short items for his delivery, and I got him later. So, yeah. So we're gonna roll by his house real quick, and he left the check under the rug, the old under the rug trick. And it's funny, when I realized where he lived, I used to live right around the corner. Our rental house when we lived in this neighborhood, in the rental, is right around the corner. I walked by his house a dozen times. Just like do my walking routine. Back when I was full-time streaming, I'd walk every morning or every evening before or after my stream, and I walked by his house almost every day. Crazy. Awesome weather right now, so I have the windows open. 76 degrees, that breeze, woo, feels nice, baby. This is what spring should feel like. This is what spring should feel like. So this is their main street, right? Again, you'll recognize, if you watch the vlogs for a while, you recognize this street. It's got the baby version of the trees that I walk down all the time, our main street. This is basically their main street on this southern neighborhood. I talked about this, I think it was Saturday's vlog. I talked about how like the community is broken into 3 neighborhoods. And so we used to live in the south neighborhood with the rental, and then we moved to the main one, which is in the middle. And but I mean, still, even though this is a much newer community than the one that I live in, so it's got about, I don't know, maybe 10 years to catch up. So the trees on our main street are huge, right? Completely canopy the street, the sidewalks from the sun, which is awesome. There's the pool. Remember the pool we used to go to, right? And here's the rental. So you can see these are all like duplexes, right? They're combined. So we shared a wall with a house. So that was our rental right there. We lived there for about 1.5 years. Now you can tell the company that owns these homes aren't keeping up with the landscaping. The landscaping out here does not look great. But yeah, there's the firehouse right there. And this is also this was a test for us moving into these rentals to see if we would like this style of home where the garage is on the back side of the house. Because traditionally I've always grown up in a house with the garage in the front, and then you have a true backyard. And these rentals, at least the model that we had, it didn't have a backyard, it had a side yard. And you want to call it a yard, it was literally just a patch of rocks and a concrete slab. But it was a test to say, like, could we be down with that style of home? And honestly, Tiffany and Sierra specifically, Bryce doesn't really have any feedback either way, but Sierra and Tiffany both said they actually missed the rental more than our last house that we owned, right? The big house with the pool. They missed the rental more than that house. And I think it has a lot to do with because there was more sentimental value in that house because of COVID. We were locked in that house for months, more or less. And also Sierra said like there were more transformative years, right? It was her, what was it? Her freshman, so COVID was her sophomore year. So we moved in like the end of her freshman year, the summer of her freshman year, and then going into sophomore year. So sophomore, junior-ish, that's kind of when we lived there. Something like that, I don't know. Either way, they both said that they have more sentimental value to the rental. They missed the rental house more than they missed the old house. So again, just proving the point of that house just was not a good fit. It was cool, it was rad. We had some awesome parties. We did some cool stuff. I definitely missed the backyard, but it wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good fit. So we moved on. Today, March 31st, 2012, we're going daily was the name of our first daily vlog. The description reads, I've decided to attempt a daily video blog of our day. And that is where it all started. The thumbnail is me making one of those faces with a D-backs hat and in a Sam's Club, no less. I don't remember being in the Sam's Club, but back then we didn't have any Costco's near us, so we shopped at Sam's Club. There you go. 2012 on today, this day was the first. And my mindset was I was posting on the first, not recording my first day on the first, which hindsight, I always said that I should have started the daily vlog recording on April 1st, which then means I would have posted it on the 2nd. But my mind was posting on the 1st. So that's why I started on the 31st of March. Weird, I know. But that's where it started. And here we are 13 years later, and I'm back to daily vlogging and loving it, and have a whole different mindset around it. You know, I've talked about this numerous times. When I started the daily vlog, I gave myself like a 30-day kind of challenge to see if I could do it. After 30 days, it became like habit and just part of my daily routine. And that's when we kept going. And I think at the end of April, the vlog is something called like, I'm not stopping anytime soon, or something like that, or something along those lines. And of course the rest is history, right? 2 years later, I quit my job, and this became a full-time career that continued on for many, many years into Twitch streaming and brand deals and raising money for charity and all that good stuff. But I climbed that mountain, right? The journey is always more important than the destination. And so when I climbed that mountain, became a full-time YouTuber, that's when things kind of started to slow down for me personally. Like I just, you know, obviously we're still vlogging. We daily vlog for many years after that, but I fell in love with streaming, and I moved to Twitch. And again, we've talked about all this before, but now I do it because I enjoy doing it, because I'm back on that grind of rebuilding the channel almost from square one, like almost from scratch. Even though the channel has 800,000 subscribers, obviously the vast majority of those subscribers do not watch my vlogs. And even today, when I post a video with Bryce in the thumbnail, it still hits everyone's feeds. It's still hitting everyone's home pages. People are seeing my thumbnails and choosing not to click on them. But when Bryce is in the thumbnail, those individuals are the ones who click through. And funny enough, this is why views don't really matter as much, because the video will get 3 times as many views, but after 48 hours and I get all the analytics in, you can see where they skip over the video and just go to the part where Bryce is in. So even though it's a view, they're only watching, you know, a minute, 2 minutes of whenever Bryce is in the video. So it skews the numbers and plays with the algorithm. But hey, I'll take whatever I get. I appreciate it. And I already know that those aren't actual, you know, valid community members. You know, there's even the ones that come out and they leave comments. Not only are they watching, but they're leaving comments, making it even more obvious. Like, you know, here you are making a comment on this particular video because this is the particular video you actually clicked on and actually watched, whereas all the other ones you didn't. But yeah, happy anniversary, Clintus.tv. 13 years is when it all started, and now we're on our second tour, as I've called it, Clintus.tv 2.0. And I just wanted to say that I appreciate you, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.